Good evening, folks. I'd like to call the meeting to order, please. So stand up, recite the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item is roll call.
Kevin Brightsky.
Here.
Bob Gilliam.
Here.
Craig Kenworthy.
Here.
Eric.
Here.
Pamela Mishler-Fish.
Here.
Ed Morales.
Here.
Red Stone.
Here.
Nikki Witkowski.
Here.
Rick Burns.
Here.
Also President Mike Jabo and Attorney Scott McClure.
Okay, thank you. Any correspondence at this time?
No, but I would like to start the meeting. We have a new member amongst you. Eric McDonald is appointed by the commissioners to take Harvard Place with BCA. Eric and I have met a couple of times trying to get him up to speed, and I don't think we could have picked a better lieutenant for him for his first year. Eric, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Eric McDonald, live in Morgan Township, wife, 2 kids that go to Morgan, senior and 8th grade to be. Just looking to serve Porter County and help out where I can. Appreciate any advice, any assistance, anything like that going forward, and look forward to being a part of the Planning Commission.
Very good. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Good.
I want to remind everybody, I see some microphones up, because we're doing transcription, sometimes we're recording, make sure to pull your microphones down. So put it up and speak. Make sure to pull it down. That's all we have in correspondence.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have one case, case ZO-2026-13. Applicant is Michael Shankowski. Location is lots 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Also lots 24 and 26. Parcel number 64-10-07-127-001 period 000-003 in Hayden Manor subdivision on Burns and Beach Road, Valparaiso, in Center Township. Zonings R4, multiple family residential district. Acreage is 1.38. Request to rezone 7 lots to RL Residential Lake District to allow for construction of 1 single-family detached home. You want to read the rules of conduct?
Yes.
Okay.
Conduct and hearings. Public hearing before the commission. The petitioner and proponent first present the arguments in the case. Those who oppose the petitioner shall follow. The petitioner shall have rebuttal, shall be within the discretion of the commission to oppose any type of litigation, either the petitioner or the respondent, and to limit public comments determined by state statute to be interested parties. Written remonstrances shall be accepted by the commission to be read into the commission's record. This then concludes the public hearing. To maintain orderly procedure, each side shall proceed without interruption by the other. In presentation of the case, the burden shall be upon the petitioner to supply all information necessary for understanding of the problem. The commission may continue the hearing when, in its judgment, the petitioner has not provided sufficient evidence on which to make a determination. Every person appearing before the commission shall abide by the order and direction of the president. Courteous, disorderly, or contemptuous conduct shall be regarded as a breach of the privileges of the commission and shall be dealt with the regs.
Thank you. Michael, come up to the table, please, and state your case. State your name and address first. Thank you.
My name is Evan Satowski. I'm representing Michael Satowski with my brother Sam Satowski.
Okay.
I currently reside at 7 Edinburgh Court, Valparaiso, Indiana.
I live at 1204 Campbell Street, Valparaiso, Indiana.
Thank you.
So we are here tonight in absence of my father, and we are seeking RL zoning for the property along Burlington Beach Road, along John Street and Charles Street. As you said, it's currently zoned as R4 multifamily, and we need RL single family because all surrounding property is RL zoned, and it'll also be the primary residence of my father. Currently, he has approval from Valparaiso City Utilities to connect a water service to the existing water main. And he also has approval from the Conservancy District to connect a sanitary sewer service to the sanitary gravity sewer that runs, I believe, on Burlington Beach.
Okay. And you're going to construct one house? Is
Correct. It'll be one house, his primary residence that he will.
Okay. All right. It's a public hearing. Anybody wants to speak in favor of this case? Yes. Also, I have a Tim McDonald. Are you for or against? Oh, wait, come on. We have a microphone there. So state your name, address first, and your comments.
Tim McDonald, 4202 John Street. It floods right up next to that. I'm happy that they're going to a single family because there were footings poured 25 years ago, maybe, for multifamily. You know, and I was happy to see that they're going with a single family. The only concern I have is, and it's really not maybe a stormwater issue, is the drainage. You know, if you guys ever go out there during the rain, you will know, we call that the swamp next to mine, because it completely floods. You've got that retaining pond there.
Yep.
There needs to be something. Over the years I've complained about it, but I work for the county. I'm not sure if it's county highway department or stormwater. I'm going to make an appointment with the engineer, Martin, to see what he says, but something needs to be done where it goes from the retaining pond over to the standpipe there to Beach and John Street. If you're going to have a water issue, if that isn't looked at some point, whether you go to stormwater and look at it, over the years I've had different engineers with the county look at that, because all the drainage comes from Flint Lake School.
Yeah.
Heads that way, goes in his backyard, my backyard, and then heads to Flint Lake School or Flint Lake. But it always floods.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. But I'm happy to see that you're going with single family.
Okay. Thanks for your comments.
All right.
Ma'am, you want to come say something?
I'm Barb Praytel. I live at 4205 Charles Street, so my property is right next door to your property on Charles Street. I also am going single family. I'm curious as to where you're planning on building, which Charles Street, Burlington, or East Street.
No. Wait. Okay. We will answer those questions at the end.
Okay.
Okay.
My other point also was the flooding, just so you know. That creek floods every time it rains. Floods my property, floods your property, floods their property, and it. So.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, sir, you're fine. Okay. Turning back over to you to answer those items.
Okay. Sam, I'll answer the water question because I'm actually a water civil engineer, so that falls in my ballpark. But so my father's been in construction and dealing with flooding issues for about 30 years, and I have experience with water. We'll go through the proper hoops to make sure that the flooding is not an issue on the property. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Make sure the flooding issue is gone, and whether that be putting new storm inlets in, drain tile, fixing the grading in the area, we will make sure that that isn't an issue anymore for the surrounding properties as well as the developed property that my father will develop.
Okay. All right.
Did he tell you which one? I believe he's looking to build on Charles, there on the lot closest to Charles Street.
Okay. So
Uh,
which way the house face? I think that.
It would face out onto Charles Street. The drive would be coming off of Charles Street.
Okay. 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 That was the two. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Does anybody have anything new? Any new questions? Seeing none, I'm gonna close the public hearing. And Red, you're on first.
Mr. President, staff could make a comment first.
Oh, yeah, sure.
First, I'd like to say there's a little confusion, and I apologize for the error. When I said in the pre-app meeting, the petitioner of the fund, we discussed it is RL surrounding the zoning illustrate. Where you see in blue, that's this gentleman. It's got 7 lots to it. It's one parcel. That'll be something else we can deal with when you make a motion. So where it shows R4 in your map, if some of your studious of the UDO R4 multifamily, this is your building, etc., like that. Mr. Sakowski came in and said he wanted to put a single family residential, and we discussed a couple choices he could make. RL is prevalent throughout the area. And RL, by my recollection, these RL designations appeared in the lakes north of Valparaiso and Valparaiso. Kevin's probably got the most rich history in all this, but my interpretation of all this, when they did the zoning back in the day, they had to deal with these lots. There was a lot of cabin lots, summer homes, small lots, real tight set, etc., like that. So I'm guessing either in 07 or predating 07, created a special zoning to cover these areas, these two specific lakes north of Valpo areas because they both have common themes. When we met with the petitioner, I thought we discussed making it R, which would bring it to more standards. It's got an adequately sized lot and everything like that. Unfortunately, we submitted and posted at RL, and I didn't catch that. So for the record, I want that to be said. Some of the bigger differences, really big difference between R1 and RL is the lot coverage. One, the smaller lot coverage versus the other, which could then lead into stormwater and other things. It's not necessarily that bad, but you know that before you render your decision. I think the R1 requires a smaller lot coverage. Is that correct, or is it the other way around?
No, the residential lanes, a lot because it was designed for smaller existing lake lots. It allows a 60% lot coverage total. Single family residential R1 allows 35% lot coverage. We looked at some side yard setbacks and things, and there's some minor differences or little differences, but there really aren't the meat and potato difference in the zoning. It's the lot coverage because we anticipated small lots and to make them work buildable, they got up to 60%. I think staff and I think it's an important point because we are dealing with an area that's had a history of drainage problems. And maximum lot coverage would be the only issue in between an RL and an R1 zoning to take into consideration on a motion to recommend or not recommend them to the commissioners.
And last 2 points would be something in the motion or discussion. Combining all 7 lots into one large lot. It's already one parcel, but it's 7 smaller lots. So, and matter of fact, it looks like one of them bleeds over next to it. That probably should be straightened out. And then lastly, in the staff report, we recommended that petitioner also dedicate public right of way along Burlington Beach Road. I was left with the understanding that John Street on the west border and Charles Street on the east border were private. I was told that maybe they're not. We'll need to verify that. But I would like you to maybe any public street that they butt to, that they dedicate the right of way according to the PO. That's it. Step. So you got any questions?
Yeah, well, just about that in general, because I guess my question is, you're saying so it was publicized as RL, not R1.
That is correct.
Can we actually then make that change now, or since the notices went out? Granted, it sounds like, in a sense, it's more harmful to them that they can't cover as much as the lot, and most people are going to be happy with that. But can we do that change, or I hate to say this, does it have to get reposted?
It doesn't. I think it's been applied for the RL residential lake zoning. I think the plan commission can make a favorable or a disfavorable. If they make a favorable, I think they can request that a written commitment be they don't exceed 35% lot coverage.
So I guess I'm confused. So we would actually be then requesting the RL, not R1, or
No, they're requesting to be turned into RL.
okay. And we would just say we want you though to do the coverage as if an R1.
Correct.
Okay.
So we don't have to republish. We can handle it at tonight's meeting, so to speak.
Just wanted to make sure that.
And to be clear, the reason why staff is requesting internal parcel lines be if the rezone were to be approved, in addition to that is so that then we have one parcel to deal with one clean zone, and it's a much easier to deal with in the future.
I got a quick question. Would stormwater be involved in this?
When they go to build, they would have to turn in whatever they need to what limit they're doing, what depending on what they would have to subject themselves to that. And correct me if I'm wrong, you're not saying you're going to do it, but you could subdivide this lot again sometime in the future, correct?
Yes.
And I think that's even more the reason for the lot coverage too, as well. Kind of protects the interest as far as stormwater. And I don't think it's an undue burden on them. They want to do the right thing. We have very good meetings with the petition.
Red?
Now that we have all that figured out, looking at the picture here, if you're facing Charles, it looks to me like you're going to be using approximately 2 out of the 7 lots anyway. So it looks like about 30% of the. So I don't even think whether you're R1 or RL is going to make a difference because you can only build on 2 out of the 7 lots. But I don't have a problem making a motion for R1. I love it. I think it's great. I think you have your water sewer figured out. It's going to be your dad's primary residence. The drain is going to get figured out, which is going to help everybody else out for the future. I love it. Thank you.
Good. Eric?
Yeah, I agree with Red. Building on 6 and 7, exiting to Charles. Neighbors are happy with it. That's all I got.
Very good. Okay. Kevin?
Thank you. Mike, could you turn on the layer for wetlands? I just wanted to point out that was euphemistically called Emerald Pond back about 30, 40 years ago is when I think they first proposed to do this R4, and it was not well received at all by the neighborhood. For understandably, it was going to be a large structure, a lot of parking, and they had enough issues out there. And it's turned out right after they put in the footing foundation, the developer actually put concrete foundations in there, which you want to make sure get all removed. I'm not sure if they're still there buried under dirt or where they're at. They're still there. Okay, I thought they were, but that's something you have to watch. You're going to have to, as you deal with the subdivision process or the site plan anyway, you'll need to set aside some kind of protections. Sir?
Are you talking about the concrete foundation on the southernmost part of the lot? Is that
Where the previous developer was trying to?
okay? Yeah.
I don't know if that was a fourplex or an eightplex. It was going to be in a big building. but it had everybody up in arms, and it literally was right across this wetland area. That's how extreme that was. It was poorly thought out and met with a lot of resistance, but that was literally, 30 years ago. And I think he started maybe even as early as 40 years ago. I like the idea of doing it the residential lake, so it's similar to the rest, but I do think we need to watch our lot coverage for this. Also, I agree with Mike. We need to make sure that we dedicate right away. It's the only opportunity we have as a government unit to make sure that we can maintain the roads, the ditches, and the utilities along the lot, just for the betterment of the community at large. So I appreciate what you're doing, and I understand you're going to be using another relative, possibly Ken Satosky, as a contractor on
Yep,
site.
that would be my
And
uncle, my dad's brother.
he's very knowledgeable about how to handle these things, so I'm pretty optimistic that your families will improve this area, because there are so many issues historically. So make a difference. That's it.
Well, Kevin, you have good memory. I remember the foundations, the footers, and they're still there.
I can still hear people in my ear.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted you to sit down.
Nikki,
You know, I am okay whether it's R1 or RL. The only thing I actually went ahead and pulled up RL versus R1 and the permitted use is just because I was curious. And the only thing that I will point out, just because I know how things are going with homesteading and realize that is not permitted in RL, homesteading or hobby farms, where it is in R1. That is the only other realization I just want to make sure you're aware of. So you cannot, under an RL, do farmstead hobby farming, whereas you can under an R1 too. And like I said, that's just because of the way my job is.
Mhm.
I know that a lot of people want to do vegetable fruit stands sometimes if they've got enough land. I'm not sure if you can. I'm not sure is the way I'm going to put it to you.
good point. Pam,
I'm good as long as we consolidate the lots into one parcel.
okay, all right. Commissioner,
Yeah, I'm good as long as they combine the lots as well to one parcel and the drainage issues concerns. It sounds to me that there's a lot of drainage issues.
Yeah.
Also, I think that the easement also needs to be included. What was that? Right away.
right away.
Right. The right of way dedication. But other than that, I mean, it seems to me that it's going to be something better than what it was originally planned to be. Again, as long as it's combined into one parcel and the drainage is addressed. And I'd imagine the lot coverage would be addressed once the site plan is presented.
If you make that a condition.
I don't have any other questions.
No, I'm fine with that. I have no questions.
Okay, very
Good.
I really,
Your mic.
oh, I'm sorry. I really don't have any questions, but my one thing is, could they down the road go back and cut off lot 24 and 25? But they would have to come back before us to do that, sell that lot.
We can make a motion that they don't subdivide, right?
No.
Okay, I just want to, yeah.
No, we can't. I thought Mike just said we could.
But they would have, since they
Oh, I thought that.
lot here, they would have to come back before us.
They would get your action from the planning commission.
Okay, then I'm good. I'm fine.
You have another question?
Mr. Bretsky answered my question. Sorry, Mike, but yeah.
All right. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve case Z.
Recommend.
Yes, we're recommending to the county commissioners case ZO 2026-13 for Michael Satosky. Recommend approval contingent on their planning this as one parcel and combining all the parcels. There's a benefit tax-wise for you and also fee-wise, so combine them all. Dedicate the right-of-ways for the public roads around it, and at the very least, you need to have Burlington Beach Road dedicated for 40 foot of right of way per our master plan. And also not to exceed 35% lot coverage.
Kevin, if we could correct your motion, it's combining parcels. It is already one parcel. It's
Well,
lots.
combining lots, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I second that motion.
Okay. We have motion and second. Okay. Ballot vote.
Hey, Kevin, would you pass?
Oh, I didn't see her. I was going to pull.
You were talking. I didn't want to distract you while you were making your beautiful motion. So I was trying to not distract you from making the motion.
That was would have had an excuse.
Deflected.
Oh,
That's true.
Like they got questions or something.
I did have more.
God, those lots are so small.
In the matter of case ZO 2026-13, are as follows. Kevin Brightsky, yes. Bob Gillian, yes. Craig Kemperly, yes. Eric McDonald, yes. Pamela Mishler Fish, yes. Ed Morales, yes. Redstone, yes. Nikki Witkowski, yes. Rick Burns, yes. Motion passed, or favorable recommendation to Commissioner 9-0.
When will that date be? Do you have a date for commissioner meetings? Or?
That would be from next. Give me a second.
See, you have to do this one more time.
That would be August 4th, 10 a.m. this room for first.
Thank you. Okay, guys. You're good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next item, reports. Update. Michael, on the comprehensive plan.
Update on the comprehensive plan. All of you sitting at that table today should receive 10 days or more ago copy of the F 2.0 comprehensive plan, land use third portion. Still kind of in progress. Thoroughfare plan is still being some items, but pretty much the meat and potatoes of the comp plan is in there for the land use. We got some comments from some of you members here sitting here tonight. If anybody wants to look at it, keep in mind this is the document that's going to guide us for the next, it's supposed to be a vision looking out, say 20 years. It's supposed to guide us in things. There's some pretty interesting stuff in there. It's a deep from the previous council for land use. It was done in 2001. There's some big concepts in there. One of the comments that staff made to the consultant is to better introduce the document, what it is, what it does, how to use this document. We gave them some strong language to put in front of them. I think that would go a long way. This should be a document that lay people such as many of you sitting today is here can understand because it is such an important document. Last, I think there was a bunch of other comments, but one of the other comments, I think we need to revisit the 2001. We had some guidance on certain key things to do, such as encourage denser development of cities and towns. In 2001, the reason that so that we could take the pressure off farmland because they said they want preservation of farmland as much as we could. So we also asked them to be a little more sharp on some of these recommendations toward the end. So we're working with the consultant. They got comments from the steering committee. Maybe a third steering committee gave comments. I talked to a lot of you, talked to the commissioners. Somebody gave their verbal comments. Those were all forwarded to the consultant team. So they're spending their time addressing all of those. We're going to have another meeting, review it probably in a week or so. And then thorough plan, fair plan. We're doing something a little different with that, in that we're also including more motorized elements, the pathways we got going. Some of the major pathways like the Kankakee Trail and some other ones. It's not like we're putting trails in, but we're also trying to create, from a county perspective, some of these trails that cover large expanses, connect things like the parks to points of interest, etc., like that.
Mike, if we're going to do trails too, we need a document to support the grants, particularly with the highway funds that are used for building trails. So this is a supporting document. If anybody has recommendations or want to see a trail in a particular place, we really need to have this in order for them to score high enough points to
afford it. The stuff from the NERC.
Right. And that's why I brought it up. And that's one of the reasons why we've been able to, or been successful in Puerto Rico with the trail.
It helps. Let's say a developer goes where you are going to have a trail, you're going to have this link road, you can have them
exactly
part of their development provided within the comp plan, is my understanding.
We get them to build it.
Exactly. So this is draft 2.0. Staff looked at draft 1.0. You all have a chance to look at 2.0. Draft 3.0 will be for public comment. So as soon as we wrap this up with the comments for 2.0, we're going to start advertising. We'll put notice in the paper. We'll post it on the website. The document will be available online. It'll be available in our office for people that got to touch a piece of paper and read it. And we'll have like a 3-week comment period for the residents and businesses to come in and comment on the plan. And we'll take all of those comments, see if they fit in a place or change anything, republish it, and then we'll have a document. I'm going to guess you'll probably see that come about September at the earliest, maybe October at the latest. It'll come to the Planning Commission. We'll have a public hearing on it. It'll be advertised. We'll discuss it here with you guys. You'll get advance copies so you're familiar with it. And then after that, commissioners prefer additional public vetting. That's pretty much scheduled. So before the end of the year, we'll check that out.
Mike, when I got an email Thursday night, I think, and I went to print it up. And I figured I'll just read it this weekend, and I just left the printer going. It was very small because it was printing on smaller paper. 11 by 17, I think, is what it's set for. So I had issues printing it, and I've got a lot of. Is there a way to get regular letter size pages for the PDF, or
I'll talk to the consultant. The reason it's published on 11 by 17 because it's the way it's going to be booked, the folded paper.
I get that, but when I couldn't see it on the screen, so I tried to print it.
One suggestion for the public comment period, take that. And anyone can see it. I got a full copy of it printed on 11 by 17 out, the whole thing including the appendices. If you guys want to come up with it, just let me know.
I brought part of it.
Yeah.
A lot of paper.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Next item is got a little presentation to make to you. This is regarding HEA 1001. This is the bill Morales and I went to Indianapolis last winter during the legislative section. We testified before the standing committees. They changed the bill drastically. I need not go into detail, but they took a lot of control away from us when it comes to housing. So now it's enrolled. It's titled Housing Matters. There's a bunch of things all the counties, cities, and towns have to do by January 27. It's, as you see there, identifier barriers to housing development. They want us to look at things such as zoning. They want us to look at our standards, our residential uses, and affordability. And then we got to prepare a report, submit it to the 2 agencies. Then after that, 2027, end of every year in Infinity, we do a report saying how many were applied, how many rejected, et cetera, like that. The key thing is this year, what we got to do is public hearing. So here in summary is all compliance requirements. So by January 1st, we've got 3 things to do: review our zoning subdivision ordinances and evaluate for housing standards. We have obstacles in order to encourage housing. Then we conduct a public hearing, have people come in. We'll probably do that during a plan commission. Make sure it's a light agenda that night. Then we have to take everything, summarize all our notes and actions that we might take, and send those to those 2 agencies. And then after, we got to do this annual housing report. So the roles in all this: plan commission, you're going to conduct a public hearing. You're going to charge staff review zoning and subdivision standards. See if we got any findings or recommendations. Tell us to do a final report so we can. Commissioners are going to provide policy oversight, meetings, approve any ordinance amendments if we decide to do it. There's no deadline. I think I interpret that we get those done by, and then just monitoring, make sure we comply with all the things that the legislature back. And then staff, we're going to be doing a lot of coordinating all the stuff, making our own internal, doing all the reporting, scheduling all the hearings, and everything else like that. So pretty much got our work cut out for us for the rest. So summary, this workflow I put together just in 4 phases. First is internal preparation, what's will be putting all that information together. Prep for the public hearing. We'll be relying on our county attorney to help in certain matters as well. So in phase 3, we'll conduct the public hearing. We advertise well in advance. And lastly, the report submitted. So kind of oversimplified it, but I got a flow sheet. It's got sub elements all about 4 or 5 pages long. Steps, that I hope to kind of guide you get through this. And this is proposing time. Certainly I hope by mid-September, staff will get all the internal preparation done. And we start advertising for the public hearing. Maybe we can shave a little time off, make sure the public hearing maybe is held in October, give us more time to do the background work. And then through December of 2026, we want to see the report after the planning commission and all that. So staff is also going to take account that planning commission meetings, those target dates. Otherwise, we're going to have all special meetings. And customarily, in November, December, we only have one cover book to do it the first part of the report. We'll definitely consider that as well. So that, in a nutshell, is what we got to hit. If you've got any questions or comments.
It's a good plan. It's a good plan.
Huh?
I'm impressed. It's good planning.
Mike, how much time is this going to take your staff? It's not going to affect people building houses and getting their reviews done and getting them done in a timely manner, right?
I hope not. We do have our own staff. He's a contract employee. We'll be retasking. And he's pretty much done with studio. We're starting to look at coding things, but I think I'll retask him to work on this.
Okay.
Doing the lion's share of the work for us.
All right. I just want to make sure that the people that want to build a house don't have any undue delays because we're dealing with HE, 1001,
Sure.
in their infinite wisdom.
Like Representative Miller.
Well,
I was at a meeting a couple weeks ago and he spent an hour arguing his case. I thought we were kind of done with this, but as a statute, it didn't get through because he had beat down a bill, Miller himself had beat down a bill of the senator based on home rule, and the senator came back and said, I'm not voting for this because it violates home rule.
Well,
So here we are. Is this really just more
Window drop.
House rule?
well, the bill that agreed proposed, I'm sure Commissioner Morales has a lot to say about it because he and I went down there and testified. But this is a far cry from what it was. This was the comprehensive bill because at the national level and at the state level and in some local communities. Matter of fact, I was at a emergency meeting today, land use and bonds group. We're talking about housing. There's some really stark data out there that's showing that at the lower levels of income, there is a vast shortage of housing units for them. And then at the higher level, believe it or not, there's a shortage as well. And in the middle, they seem to be, they have a shortage, but they're not as short as the two extreme ends. And studies have also shown that people in the middle income levels, they're locking in and staying in their houses. You know, the tradition, you buy the house, you get married, and you buy the house, you raise your family, and you buy the house, you retire. What's happening is people, studies have shown people in the middle are housing. So that means people in the lower end can't move up into the used housing stock. And right now, what way I see it is that you've got the shortage for the people that got the money to buy it, and not enough of it is out there for them. And the builder would rather build those than go back and build these, is the hypothesis.
And I think that was a lot to do with monetary policy of keeping rates artificially low at 2.75% because now who's going to move out of the house at 7%? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just that's just how it is. But I'm sure the Indiana legislatures will fix that.
Well, when
Along with illegal immigration that I just heard is putting a burden on housing, which you have 8 million new people come in. What are they going to do? They have housing, so there's lots of things I'm sure the Indiana state legislature is gonna fix with this.
My takeaway was Miller wasn't done. I think he's going to come back and make a proposal.
Well, I find it funny that you have people like BlackRock, big companies. Is it just crazy to me? And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. You have these big companies buying rental houses, tracts of rental houses, and then they get bills passed nationally. They're getting bills passed, through the state, and it's just. And I would imagine, was that gentleman a home builder?
Miller is.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
home builder. Yeah, so I mean, how self-serving can you be?
We have a real strong home builder lobby there because many of them are home builders.
Right. Oh, I know because I think we actually we used to have a 1 acre for a septic, and then didn't that get cut down to like a half acre or something crazy like that? Because
I think they put it back to an acre
did they put it? But for a while there, didn't they change it?
by testing requirements.
Yeah.
Controlling factors.
Yeah.
It varies with the soils.
Yeah. Just stay local. That's all I can tell you.
I mean, this bill was a lot worse in its original form, and it goes back to the same thing that we keep hearing with a lot of these different bills. You either fix it or we're going to fix it for you. So they're giving us the opportunity to look over our own standards, whatever that might be, and put something together. I mean, that's the way I interpret it. But the original bill, you had no say whatsoever.
And that should scare all of us.
Yeah, because
in
the
this
bill
county.
put something where, let's say, multifamily use where we don't have utilities. But none of that was considered. Because you have people with interest now who are writing these bills. So, that's the way I saw it. And the compromise to this was, again, the original bill was horrible. So this was the compromise. What you're seeing, and like I said, it goes back to most of what we've heard and what we've seen in other bills. They give you the ultimatum. Listen, you fix it. Whatever that may be, we have to hear, or we'll fix it for you. So we looked at it as somewhat of a compromise, and this is the result of it. What we have to go through. Again, we can't control, commodity prices. I don't understand that when it comes to home building and the price of affordable housing because, you know, we can't control the cost of what it takes to build a home. You know, those things change every day. But somewhere, you know, they have this, you know, fascination that we can to some degree.
And it troubles me, there's so many facets to home building.
Sure.
Different types of financial pockets.
Yeah.
And you have to have all of them in sync in order to make this
Mm-hmm.
And none of that's going to.
And then again, with the low interest rates, nobody is going to get out of a 2.75% mortgage. Why would you add another $1,500 on your mortgage to move into a smaller house? I mean, that's crazy to me, but I'm just a councilman, so.
To kind of go along with everything you said. The first is 92 counties, and if you look at, someone said it's the top 20, it's going to affect, I say it's more the top 10, which Porter County is part of. And if you look at the population growth and the activity, by and large, it's occurring in the top 10 counties, which we're privileged to be in. They are the places people want to live. If you go to a county that's much more rural, I don't want to pick on the county or anything because they don't have a big metropolitan area in them. They may have less than a handful of new building permits they do for the entire county. This bill isn't going to affect them as much. They can create all the rules they want. It's really not going to affect them that much. You know what's going to happen to do? It's going to be Hancock County, Johnson County, Elkhart County, Porter County. That group of ones, this bill is going to have a big effect because that's the place people want to be. Okay? Schools, shopping, location, whatever you want to call it. So Porter County is going to be under pressure because the state's going to monitor us. Now, elected officials could change next year. Maybe it'd be a different game. This is okay. But Porter County is an attractive place to be. And the county can't bear all the burden of all of that because you need utilities to get it. And if you look at our comp plan, it's a map that staff kind of put together. They're talking to a bunch of people. It's not to say it's the only place it's going to occur, but if you look at that map carefully, it shows different areas for housing where it can occur. That maybe that could be a more densified housing. Why? Because it's outside some of the cities and towns that have utilities, or it's near a conservancy that has more utilities. Those are the things you got to do. We did that in mind. We did the comp. We kind of vetted a lot of that information. The question is, how do we apply it in principle? But we can't ignore this because they're gonna pick on us if we don't do it. I've talked to other communities. They haven't thought about this stuff we're talking about.
Well, I applaud you for doing this because I think what they want to do is make sure out of the 92 counties, if, you know, some of them don't do it, then they're going to say, see, there's a problem here. So now we have to legislatively do it because you guys won't, you know, take care of it yourself. So I think by doing this and going through, in my opinion, this exercise, and, you know, some good things might come from it too, right? We might see a couple things. I know years back, I had heard that there was always a problem, you know, submitting for a house. It would take a long time, or yada yada. But I've heard in the last couple years from home builders saying they thought the process is getting expedited a lot faster, and they're actually happy with how the county's, you know, doing things. So I think anytime we can do that, customer service wise, is always a good thing.
And when Commissioner Morales and I were testifying, one takeaway, many takeaways, but one takeaway was people that were in favor of the bill in its original form. You know, the thing of affordable housing, they were trying to say it's the municipalities that are creating expensive housing affordability. And that's not true. Affordability is a very complex solution. It's the cost of materials, it's the cost of labor, it's the interest rates, and everything else like that. But the legislature was trying to take control, saying, well, you guys, you're not going to charge those fees. You're going to expedite those. You're going to allow this to happen right. That was their solution to it, which I think was real fun.
Sure, because that costs money. You know, just because you want to lower the building fees or whatever they may be, which I didn't see many that were high, you know, because they had other counties that give an example of permits and whatnot. But you're still putting a burden on the plan commission and the planning. those employees that have to take up that time, that costs money. And again, we're going to put this together, but the things that really affect this, the interest rates, the commodities costs, we can't control that. So unless, so we can go through this exercise, and it's still going to be up to developers to see if they can still build it at the cost that makes it affordable for them. Will it solve anything? I don't know, but I mean, it's an exercise we're going to have to perform.
So, if anybody's got any questions or they want to talk further, please send me an email, give me a call.
And Mike, just to bring up, I don't know did we have a meeting since our last subcommittee meeting, but when it says review zoning and subdivision standards, we went over a lot of things. I thought at that little subcommittee meeting that we had problems with. I think we got pretty far in that meeting.
In the subcommittee, I didn't give a report on them, but we're going to meet again soon. I'm going to be giving you stuff in advance to read so we can dialogue at the subcommittee meeting.
So we're doing it internally anyways, quite frankly.
We are. We just got to go through
the hoops of doing this on paper and submitting it. So
report, yes.
Well, and to get to the fundamental, we're doing a comprehensive plan. We're redoing it now after 20 some years. So I think there's still a lot of communities that have no comprehensive plan or unified development ordinance. They have basic planning and zoning, but that's just not useful if you're trying to grow, this building economy or even the commercial and industrial base that we really desperately need.
But it's interesting, Kevin. In the last 18 months, Porter, Chester, Portage, Valparaiso, Porter County, and one of them have all got new complexes. So the communities in Porter County are up in there.
We're pretty disciplined here.
That's it, Michael.
That's it.
Anybody else have anything? Motion to
So moved.
Second.
Good for
all in favor?
You came out strong.
I did.
You came out strong.
Yeah. Thank you for your participation.
Glad I could contribute. Everything was perfect. You guys did exactly what I wanted you to do. I was happy with your performance. Yeah. Yeah. I think you could have been a little correct. Yeah.